morning, Grant. Good morning, good morning. I always start off a little dance party, get things going. Wait for people to roll in before I get started. Hope we're doing well. It's Monday. All right. I'm gonna stop that one a little early. Good morning. Graham, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate the link. Thank you so much. And yeah, welcome. 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 We have a great discussion this morning, and this came from yesterday. I was just revisiting TED Talks that have inspired me, and one was from Rodney Mullen, who is just a legend in the skateboarding realm. When I was younger, growing up, me and my brothers loved to skateboard, and I miss it. And there's just some legendary people that are in that space that it's insane what they go through. And so Rodney Mullen, his TED Talk, he's talking about that community and the tough guys that are in that and girls that are in that community, and the stuff they've been able to accomplish and what they're able to do. Kenneth, good morning. You missed the dance party, but it's all right. We just started the discussion. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. And yes, happy end to your Monday. I hope your Monday went well. And yeah, today we are talking a quote from Rodney Mullen. Again, Rodney Mullen is a skateboarding legend. I'm actually going to pull up my stream right now. I'm going to pin his TED Talk that I watched yesterday, so you guys can come back to this whenever. And good morning. Come back whenever and watch that, because it's definitely worth watching. Let me switch that up. But yeah, just an amazing individual who has a lot of cool things to share, and he decided to do a TED Talk because he felt that it would relate to a lot of other people and what they do as creatives. So this is an awesome quote that I grabbed from his TED Talk. The biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking the barrier of disbelief. And it's an incredible way to think about it. And I think I want you guys to take a minute and think about what that means to you before I really dig into it. I don't think I'm going to take a minute to... I need to take a minute to share out the stream, but it's going to be a lot shorter than usual. It's just going to be 1 to 2 minutes. There's a few groups that I want to share to, because I am going to be talking through the next David Goggins challenge. So if people in groups that are related to David Goggins want to join that, they can. So like I said, it's just a few groups, so it should just be 1 to 2 minutes. I want you guys to really think about this, and I'm going to give you the question of the day right off the bat. Kenneth said, I don't think I read this out. Happy Monday. Have a great day. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you're doing well again. And yeah, like I said, think about what this quote means to you. And the question of the day I have for you guys is, what do you think the best way is to break through that barrier of disbelief? What do you think he's talking about? And what's your best way to, if you have a goal that you're trying to accomplish that's just enormous, and at first it can be daunting, what steps do you take to make that goal a reality? So Yes, the biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking through the barrier of disbelief. And I'll share with you guys some ways that you can do that as well. But what do you think is the biggest way to do that? Um, and again, this is Rodney Mullen, and I pinned up his TED Talk. For anybody watching on YouTube or Twitch, that is over on Facebook. Yes, but welcome, 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 everybody. I appreciate you for being here. And like I said, just give me 1 minute. Be right back.
Let's say fire started in my heart, reaching our favorite pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. Let's say fire started in my heart, reaching our favorite pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The stories of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The stories of your love, they leave me breathless. Can't help feeling like we could have had it all. Open in the day, you had my eyes down. Yes, I played to the beat.
It's too fast. It's too slow. Alright. See that? I'm already done. You probably were trying to figure out what he was saying because that song was going too fast. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are all feeling well. I hope you're ready to kick off the day. And hope you have some discussion to bring to the morning table. So, the biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking through the barrier of disbelief by Rodney Mullen. Um, so, what does that mean to you guys? What do you believe is the best way to break through the barrier of disbelief? I want to hear your guys' perspective on it first. I want to see if you guys have different answers for that. What do you think is the best way to break through the barrier of disbelief? If there's something you see that you don't think you could ever accomplish, but or maybe there's an enormous goal that you have in mind. What do you set for yourself to make that goal a reality? What are ways that you can do that? I'll just give another 30 seconds if nobody has an answer and is kind of puzzled by this. So again, what are ways to break through that barrier of disbelief? Yeah, I mean, like I said, Rodney Mullen is a legendary skateboarder. I definitely struggled a lot with skateboarding. I did it for so long, and I just couldn't seem to get it. I can get, if people don't know, vert. Vert is essentially being able to go down and up ramps and whatnot versus street is being able to do the tricks on flat ground. I was much better at the vert, being able to drop in, being able to um, transfer over ramps and whatnot. I was much better at that stuff than the street and doing tricks. It just never added up. It never made sense in my mind on how it's done. um, but it's to me, it never clicked. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Fernando says start taking small steps towards your goal. Once you see you are able to do things, start doing bigger things. Interesting. Interesting. So this definitely is something I want to get into. And yes, so I agree with that. So we've talked about the concept of the adjacent possible before. And Fernando, thank you for being here. I think this is the first time I've seen you come in the chat. So I appreciate you for being here. And thank you so much for adding to the discussion. Does anybody else have any other ways they can think of breaking through the barrier of disbelief? So, again, Fernando says start taking small steps towards your goal. Once you see are able to do things, start doing bigger things, which is huge, and absolutely true. Like I said, that lines up with the concept of the adjacent possible, and what that is essentially once you add tools to your tool belt, once you learn new skills, you open new doors of possibility. You expand your realm of possibility. So now that you have those skills, you're able to do things that you weren't able to before. You find new avenues that you're able to pursue and different ways to go about things. Maybe you simplify a process and are able to speed it up. And yeah, no, that is huge. So that definitely is something to help break the barrier of disbelief. I would say, something that leans into that too is just to start somewhere. Once you get started, once you get flowing in a direction, you are going to start picking up new skills, learning new things, and that expands your realm of possibility, and you're able to start doing bigger things. So thank you, Fernando. Appreciate the input. And if you don't, no, never mind. But yes, if anybody else has anything else to add, or I'll get into Rodney Mullen's thoughts on this and where he came up with this. So again, the biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking through the barrier of disbelief. So all right, so Rodney Mullen, as a skateboarder, he was going over other skateboarders and the great things that they've done. And he was talking about this young skateboarder who uh, very quickly, not easily, because you never know what exactly the challenges that he went through, but by surrounding himself with people who do crazy stunts every day, he was quickly able to pick up what they were doing and simply followed along and was insane fast in the industry. Um, and you notice that if you watch the X Games now and you watch skateboarders now, you see kids that are 15, doing insane stuff like 900s and 1080s, which, when Tony Hawk did that in the 90s, it was just insanity. We never thought it would ever be possible. And now we see these young kids who, definitely didn't have the experience that Tony Hawk had doing those things. And it's not just because boards are better. Yes, boards are different, blah, blah, blah. It's the fact that, these kids were able to see that it was possible, and just breaking through that barrier is really just an amazing thing to think about. So, surrounding yourself with people that are doing those things is what he's talking about uh, what he sees as the greatest way to break through that barrier of disbelief, seeing that it's possible. And that's just a fascinating thing to think about if you're thinking about creative things outside of sports. Anything that is a creative adventure. So, again, just love this quote. The biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking through the barrier of disbelief by Rodney Mullen. Um, and again, if you're on Facebook, I pinned the um, TED Talk where I got this from. Awesome, awesome, awesome discussion that he had, and it's pretty short. It's less than 20 minutes, and it's definitely worth checking out. And I want to add to this. So he's really talking about people that you're with physically. I think there's ways to do this without being physically around people. With all the resources that we have today, being able to find podcasts, being able to read books, and to me, it's important to really get to know the author or get to know the person behind the podcast. And you really get to know how they progressed and how they got to where they are. If you want to be successful in a space, find role models in that space and study them, and then kind of form your own way to get where you want to go, and use their helpful information. There's so many people out there looking to give value, give helpful information. So using that information that people give you and using the resources that technology has, I think it's really the best way to use technology, is use it as a resource, you know. And yeah, so if you guys have anything to add, or anything you want to say about the quote, anything you want to say about Rodney Mullen or other people in sports who really inspire you, who maybe have similar things to say, I'd love to hear your perspective and love to hear what you have to say. If you can think of any other ways that you can break through the barrier of disbelief, then please, please, please let me know. And as Fernando said, I think it all comes together. So if you start surrounding yourself with people and learning from them, or you start reading books, listening to podcasts, and as long as you start taking those small steps towards your goals, you're going to expand your adjacent possible, or your realm of possibility, because you're going to have new tools in your tool belt, and you're going to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So um, you know I, I always encourage you guys to set goals for yourself. If you have not, if you don't have goals for yourself in mind, you haven't really been listening. And this is pushing to the next level and showing you ways that you can take practical steps to um, reach your goals. So again, the biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking through the barrier of disbelief. If you guys enjoyed this discussion, please go ahead and hit the like button. It's an enormous free way to help the stream and help it reach more people. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm not done. One last thing I want to do is read through challenge number 8 of David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. And I normally am able to pull it up on the stream. I just didn't get up early enough to have time to send this to myself and then have it up on the screen. So I'm just going to read it to you. We're going to have a little story time. I apologize. I'm going to be looking down at the book. But so challenge number 8. And so this chapter is called Talent Not Required. It's not too long. Bear with me. Bear with me. So schedule it in. It's time to compartmentalize your day. Too many of us have become multitaskers, and that's created a nation of people who get lots of things halfway done. This will be a 3-week challenge. During week 1, go about your normal schedule, but take notes. When do you work? Are you working nonstop or checking your phone? The Moment app will tell you. How long are your meal breaks? When do you exercise, watch TV, or chat to friends? How long is your commute? Are you driving? I want you to get super detailed and document it all with timestamps. This will be your baseline, and you'll find plenty of fat to trim. Most people waste 4 to 5 hours on a given day, and if you learn to identify and utilize it, you'll be on your way toward increased productivity. In week 2, build an optimal schedule. Lock everything into place in 15 to 30-minute blocks. Some tasks will take multiple blocks or entire days. Fine. When you only work on one thing at a time. Think about the task in front of you and pursue it relentlessly. When it comes time for the next task on your schedule, place that first one aside and apply the same focus. Make sure your meal breaks are adequate but not open ended, and schedule in exercise and rest too. But, but when it's time to rest, actually rest. No checking email or wasting time on social media. If you are going to work hard, you must also rest your brain. Make notes with timestamps. In week 2, you may still find some residual dead space. By week 3, you should have a working schedule that maximizes your effort without sacrificing your sleep. Post photos of your schedule with hashtags can't hurt me and hashtag talent not required. So I think we could all use something like that. And I think it's a great practice to try and trim the fat, as he says. Get to know your schedule, get to know the gaps in your schedule. I think saying that you don't have the time to do something, when, I think all of us nowadays spend too much time on our phones. I know I do. So I think going through this challenge will help me to really cut that out, and prioritize and organize my day better. And yeah, so it's definitely something I need to do. I need to work on. So I'm going to focus on that this week. I may extend this over the next 3 weeks. I know all the other challenges were kind of open ended challenges. This one is not, and he wants you to focus on this for 3 weeks. So I may read it next week and the week after, just to let it soak in and continue challenging myself on that, because there's a lot to it. To journal your entire week and timestamp your entire week. It's a lot of work, but I can see the benefits of it, and maybe I'm sure it'll be eye opening on, and I'll learn about really my schedule. I have a decent idea because I've had a pretty controlled schedule, but I'm sure there is fat to trim. So I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion today. I appreciate you for being here this morning, and I hope you guys have an awesome Monday. And yes, yes, yes. So again, the biggest obstacle to creativity is breaking through the barrier of disbelief by Rodney Mullen. So yeah, have a great Monday, guys, and go crush it today.